Hi, hello, and welcome. It is time for a new pick a card reading. Today, we are taking a look at what is your person saying behind your back. This could be to family, to friends, to whoever. Didn't really ask specifically any particular group, so just whatever comes out is going to be the one that comes out. It is the day after Halloween. I'm still holding on to Halloween weekend right now, so I am not removing Jack, our little Jack pumpkin for now. But just seems kind of funny that the first one I pull out, her adorable in pile one, is Beryl from Nightmare Before Christmas. So we still have a hint of our Halloween adorables. These planes have been going for the past few minutes. I don't know if it's going to pick up on the audio. Hopefully not, but if it does, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. Rapunzel is for pile two. This is, of course, after her haircut. And pile three, one we haven't seen in a minute. I can't remember the last time. We have Eve from Wally for pile three. So again, pile one is Beryl from Nightmare Before Christmas. Pile two is Rapunzel from Tangled. And pile three is Eve from Wally. Timestamps are in the description and comments section. I will meet you guys at your pile. Hi, pile one. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader. And for those of you subscribed, thank you for all your support. And I'm so glad you could join me for another one. But so glad you're all here and you're going to see what is it your person is telling others behind your back. You guys are the Beryl pile from Nightmare Before Christmas. So one last glance at him. And as usual, all the links for all my Instagram or social medias are under Sincerely Luminous. If you're interested in personals, I do offer them on Etsy and through my Instagram stories if you want to, DMs, that sort of thing. But I also offer memberships here on YouTube if you would like to consider that one to become a member. There's a join button. But if not, that is cool. So I'm just separating our tarot from our oracle cards, and we're just going to find out what is it that your person is saying behind your back. Alright, so what do we have? I am using a new deck, so I'm going to try to keep it pretty. I think I practiced with it enough to remember what each pile is. So what energies do we have here? We have everything, honestly. Let me just make sure, actually. What are we missing? We're missing air. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy is missing here, but everything else is present. The first column that we have the Six of Wands and the King of Lanterns. I think this person is saying, like, somehow they just can't escape you. Like, you're just always on this person's mind. Like, there's just something about you that's just stays with them. Like, they'll be doing, all these other things, and then all of a sudden, before they know it, their mind is returning to thinking about you. We're gonna fix that. I think that's a little bit better, but then... Alright, I'm gonna try to move that. Is that more... I think you can... Yeah, okay, it's within there. It's just the writing's down here, so... But yeah, your person is just like, they're kind of confused and kind of intrigued by the fact that you kind of always carry this place in their mind and they're always kind of thinking about you. And I think this person's kind of like, maybe I have like, I don't know, starting to develop feelings for this person or showing some type of interest in that kind of a way is what I'm getting. So I think it's kind of like there's something that they're seeing that makes them a little bit more attached to you, that they're expressing and they're saying to them. Of course, this isn't the exact wording, but you guys know what I'm trying to say here. So that's what I'm getting with that. And then the next column we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. With this, I do feel like your person is telling them like they're really considering making a move and really trying to offer something. I mean, maybe not even like a gift. I feel like maybe it's just kind of like a text message or a DM or something. to kind of see how things would work out, how the communication would go, what your reaction would be. I think it's kind of more of testing the waters here with this. So I do feel like this is, someone who hasn't really communicated with you, or if this is a, not a past person, but someone that you've kind of been maybe not like no contact or something like that, then I think maybe it's kind of like they haven't really let you go in that sort of a sense. So take whatever resonates for you. I'm just kind of giving you the basic and then you can apply it to your story, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and add on the oracle cards and see what else we get here. So we're going to lay these ones out over here. And I haven't used this deck in a minute, so I'm hoping I remember I can connect with it pretty easily. But we're going to start off, as usual, on the right side. So just a crush. I think they're saying that they thought at first it was just a crush. Like, oh, it's nothing, it's just someone that, kind of check in on, or just not really any deep emotions. But then they're realizing with the trapped emotions, and then we do have the King of Lanterns here, that it actually is a little bit more than that. I think the fact that you're keeping this person's attention without really talking to them that much, or like really having that big of a part in their life, and yet they're kind of creating a bigger place in their life for you, without you really even knowing about it. So I think they're just telling them that, yeah, at first I kind of wrote it off, nothing big deal, no big deal here, nothing too much here, yeah, just kind of fun to keep up with this person, or just kind of seeing what's going on with them. But then with trapped emotions, I think this person's kind of realizing, like, maybe there's something more here, maybe there's something more to this person, there's got to be some type of a reason. So I think this person is kind of like, yeah, kind of want to test the waters. I want to see what happens. I want to reach out and that kind of thing with this. And then the next card that we have is making a choice. And I do feel like this person's kind of like at this crossroads now. And I think that's probably why they're reaching out to, this kind of seems more like friends, but this could be really close family members, to be honest. If you're interested to see who they're possibly talking to, it kind of seems like it can go both ways. But I do feel like it's just someone really close to them. Maybe a best friend, that kind of a thing. But with making a choice, yeah, they're kind of like at this crossroads. Like, I think they've seen enough and they're starting to realize enough, especially when it comes to their emotions or feelings for you, and that it's more than just a crush. That, okay, do I just kind of stay in the background, or do I make a move, kind of a thing? And so it's like, what door do I take, right? Because that's what the imagery is on this card. So it's like, which way do I go? Do I stay on the same path, or do I reach out? And I think this is your person, this is what they're saying behind your back, that they want, like, they're thinking about more, right? And I think more of it, when they're talking about you to others, it's more for advice. It's more for, what do you think? Like, what's your idea? So hopefully, these are people that are open, right? And not going to be like saying things about you that I don't know. I didn't ask that question and I can't pick it up from this, to be honest. But your person is just trying to kind of get a feel for what to do. I think they're like, does it mean something? Is it all in their head, kind of a thing? So yeah, that's just pretty much what it is. So yeah, your person, nothing bad here at all. Nothing bad. I think your person's just kind of a little bit surprised because they did write it off as just a crush, and it's like, oh, it's actually a little bit more than that now. So yeah, nothing bad here, but that's what I'm getting as far as what your person is saying behind your back, pile one. So comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. Thank you to new subscribers. And please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. As always, again, the links are in the description. If you're interested in your own personal reading, maybe this is something you want to look into specifically for your person, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram and we'll get you set up with that. But that is it, pile one. Hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye. Hi, pile two. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you guys are watching it at the time of upload or the month of the upload, happy November. I hope you're gonna have an amazing one, or that it's been an amazing good month to you. And if not, I hope December, the last month of the year, ends up better. But this is a timeless reading, so don't worry, just a little sprinkle for those who catch it at the time of upload, or around the time of upload. Okay, so where are we at? We're today's pick a card reading. We are taking a look at what your person is saying behind your back. And you know, it could be to their friends, their family, whoever, right? I don't know, stranger if they're like that. I doubt it, you know, so we're not going to focus on that, of course. We're going to look at the message. But if you guys are new to the channel, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader. And again, for all of you subscribers, always, you guys already know, thank you for your support. I'm so glad that you could join me for another one. Thank you for taking some time out of your day for this pick a card reading. So now that we have that out of the way, let's take one last glance at your doorbell, which is Rapunzel, of course, after she got her haircut, and there's no long blonde hair here. And if you guys are interested in more pick a card readings, personals, all that, all the links in the description. If you'd like to become a member, there's a join button. Can get early access and exclusive pick a card readings and that sort of a thing. If you're interested, if not, hey, that's cool. I'm just gonna separate our oracle cards from our tarot. I am using a new deck, and I think I've used it enough to where I can remember what everything stands for, because it's one of those decks that's it has its own things, right? 6 of steel, 7 of steel. So yeah, I mean that's kind of why. But what do we have? Okay, with the Wheel of Fortune, we have Aquarius, Taurus, Aries, and Scorpio energy here. There's a lot of air energy, so Aquarius energy very strong, but Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, and Leo, Aries energy strong here. So air and fire pretty much is our strongest energies. But that's for those of you that, you know, want to have that confirmation, maybe an extra confirmation for you guys with that. With the first column, what is your person saying to others about you? Or what are they saying behind your back, basically, is what it was, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune and the 7 of Steel. Ooh, okay. I am getting that there were changes. Like, I don't... As I'm tuning into the energy, I'm like, I think your person is not admitting everything. And I think for most of you, for some of you, it's not where they're the person to bring you up into the conversation. I think it's more so that someone might ask them, hey, what's going on with so and so? And, you know, they gotta kind of go into it. But the reason I say that, I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune and the 7 of Swords, I think they're just saying, like, I just keep getting like rough patch. Like you guys are going through a rough patch, or kind of like, oh, we're not really talking too much right now and everything. And but I see, this is what's weird, because we have the 7 of Swords. Basically, is what that card is. The 7 of Swords. So we know that card as a card of deception. But do I really think that they're saying like, oh, that they did wrong? I don't know. I mean, for some of you, maybe your person is saying like, they weren't honest, or you know, there was just some things. I kind of feel like it's more of a communication issue that they're explaining it as, like, oh, we just weren't like not really understanding one another, not really just the communication's just not connecting is what I'm getting with this. And that's just where I'm gonna leave that one. Interesting. We have the Page of Wands and the 6 of Steel. I don't know, like, is it this one's I mean, I kind of feel like your person is just like, I'm kind of sticking to my own thing. I'm kind of focusing on myself. I'm not really, you know, I just, I don't like the energy. I don't think your person's being upfront with others, to be perfectly honest. And I kind of feel like they're just like, oh, you know, they're into their themselves, their own life. They're doing whatever, and I'm kind of doing the same thing. So it's, I don't like it. I mean, if this fits your what's going on, then okay. If it doesn't, then I just feel like your person's giving this lopsided or avoiding the truth here. We're gonna add on the oracle cards because yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm like, So we have dreaming of you as the first one. I think this person, you know, maybe they just didn't acknowledge for some of you their true feelings, and you kind of haven't really been focused on them either because of it. Like you're just like, okay, well, I'm gonna do my own thing and that sort of a thing. I just don't feel like, I think your person, how do I word it? Like I feel like they're talking about you when asked, because we do have two swords energy here at the bottom. It looks so lopsided, I'm sorry. But they're talking about you, but it feels like in such a roundabout way. I don't feel like they're being direct and open. And I think if that's what you've experienced from your person, I think that's the way that they are with other people too. The people that are around them. I think this person is kind of closed off, to be honest. I think like there's I think this is like two groups, honestly. Like, I feel like when it's a specific group of people that ask about you, they don't really open up too much. But when it comes to having like maybe a specific best friend or someone they really, really trust, they open up a little bit more. And I think that's where a lot of these other cards are coming into play. With the dreaming about you, I do feel like your person kind of tells this person, yeah, you know, they're kind of doing their own thing. And maybe for them, like those people that they're really, really super close to, they're being honest. Like they weren't really, things change because Seven of Swords energy. There was some type of deceptive energy or something that wasn't straightforward, straight, honest, and open, kind of a thing. But your person is like, yeah, you know, I kind of still dreaming of them, and I kind of feel like in a way they're saying that they're haunted by their actions, and like they kind of think about that, and they're kind of a little bit more in their head, and that's why we also have the air energy here too, as well. And then the next thing we have is intimacy issues. I think this more so is just kind of those fears that we see so often, right? With the commitment issues, just fears of being vulnerable, of rejection, that sort of a thing. And I think this is what your person was hiding behind, these fears, and which led to the Seven of Swords and allowing themselves to be fully open and present in your connection. And they're telling them, it's just, I couldn't let them get too close. I think your person doesn't want everyone to know about these fears that they have when it comes to love and romance, because then, you know, oh, word can spread, right? And everybody's going to soon going to find out about, oh, this person's like this. Oh, no wonder why this didn't work out. You know, like they don't want to be the target of their own fears in a whole different way that they're not experiencing. So, well, they would experience it, right? Because it would come back to them. But yeah, not in the sense of love. So I think this person is telling just a very like one person, two, three tops. Like, yeah, these things kind of stop me from moving things forward. I say it so often. I don't know, but pile two, like you guys have a dynamic. Uh, you guys really make me work to read these cards energetically. There's a lot going on. I mean, I'm sure you could go back several videos, and pile two just always has like this big story going on. It's like, whoa. Yeah, but anyways, going back to the oracle cards, the last one that we have is Sad Embrace. I think this one again, just for those few, very few people, person that they talk to about you, like I think they're just kind of really upset over it. I think there's this confusion of these this like not being able, like what, it's almost like what is wrong with me, what is wrong with me where I am so afraid of love, what is so, what, you know, like I'm not even able to put it into words, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like your person is just, I think when they're talking to others, like you triggered this, who am I, what am I doing, what's, why, like so many whys, trying to understand themselves, figure themselves out. And so it kind of shifts away from you. Like you trigger all this stuff within them and they don't have answers. They don't understand it fully. And it just feels like your person's kind of in this lost soul. Like, who am I? What, you know? And they're sad and upset about it. Why am I like this? And why is it that it's so hard to open up and to be like, but at the same time, it's like, I, I'm like hesitating with this one. Um, I can't sit here and just say as a reader that this person truly is like in love with you or has deep feelings for you. I think you are a mirror for this person and you made them recognize parts of themselves that they never seen before. And now that they actually have a mirror to see themselves, they're like, well, who's that? That's not me. Who, what are you? So I kind of feel like you, I laugh, but it's not because it's just because it's funny. It's like you made this person see their ego, like, or you shatter their ego in a way where if it's like the mask, you take that mask completely off, and now they see their real selves, and it's just like this whole deeper thing going on right now with pile two with your person. So that's really what it comes down to. Like I'm not feeling. I mean, it's not to say that this person doesn't care about you in some type of a way, but right now it's more about them. They're consumed by themselves, about themselves and what's going on and what's happening. And it's like this whole awakening of reality, you know, this tower moment almost about themselves that you brought upon them. And so that's why it is with a group of people, you know, or just acquaintances, people they don't really have a deep like friendship with or whatever, they don't really talk about you too much. It's kind of like very, very surface level, very bare minimum, and they bring it back to themselves and what they're doing. Oh no, she or he, you know, they're moving on, doing their thing, they're focusing on their life. And you know what? I'm doing the same thing too. I'm just taking care of business, doing my thing. That's really what it comes down to. When it comes to the people that are close to them, they're like, I'm kind of haunted by this person. I'm still thinking about them and everything and what's happened. And then I'm just kind of wondering why, like they go into this kind of like sadness, like I'm kind of upset, but it's not because of them. It's because I don't understand what's wrong with me. You get what I'm saying? That's what the conversation is more about. So it's like you are like the root cause of it, but they're looking at everything else. Now it's like it's led to this whole other thing about them and their self discovery and who they are and all that. So very complicated. I get it. You know, it's complicated for me just to try to explain it. I hope it makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. And like I said, it's not to say that this person doesn't have feelings for you at all. You'll know, but if you kind of get that hot and cold, just they're kind of more about themselves, keeping to themselves, and not really trying and reaching out and doing anything, then this is what it is. And right now, this person is like a mess. Honestly, they're a mess, and I wouldn't even try like let them do their thing, you know, and you keep doing yours because you know what, right now you're doing what's best for you, and this person has a lot of questions that they need to figure out that you're not going to be able to help them out with. If anything, you're just going to give them more cracks in their mirror to realize what the hell, who am I, you know. That's where we're leaving your reading pile too. So thank you for joining me. I hope it made sense. Very, like I said, it's a lot. It's a lot, but that's where I'm going to leave it. Comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. And please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. All the links are in the description. If you'd like to become a member, there's a join button. If not, that is cool. Thank you for making it this far, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye, pal, too. Hi, Pile 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading. If you're new, hello and welcome. My name is Sandra. I'll be your tarot reader. For those of you subscribed, as always, thank you for your support. So glad you could join me for this new pick a card reading, which is about what is it that your person's saying behind your back. And I kind of worded it that way because I'm not going to focus just on family or friends. You know, what are they telling their friends? What are they telling their family? This is just open to whatever. Pretty interesting stuff that's come up for the other piles, so we'll see what comes up for you guys. You guys are the Eve pile. Sorry, I'm removing Rapunzel. I always forget to remove one of the doorables. So one last glance at her. If you guys are interested in more pick a card readings or personals, especially if you enjoy this one and it resonates with you and you want your own, then you can consider message me over on Instagram. But if not, that is cool. That is fine. And yeah, I do offer memberships as well for exclusive readings, extended readings, early access to readings. If you're interested. Sorry, I got stuck. I had a drink of water before I started your guys' pile. But anyways, let's get to your reading, pile 3, and see what's going on with yours. I do have a new deck. I've used this enough. I think I've connected enough to where I can remember, because you know how they'll change like cups to something random and swords to something else. So it's one of those decks. But I think I got it. I think I got it. So what do we have here? We have quite a bit of air energy. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And then pretty much everything is here except fire. So Leo, Aries, Sag. Those are the only things that we don't have for your pile. But let's get to it. So we have, it's actually really interesting. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Steel. I think your person tells others that you're really career focused, that you're really smart and ambitious, that you're just working on yourself and your success and you have goals and everything. Like, I really feel like this person's almost really respectful and in awe of you, and just like, I feel like they're really cheering you on, at least from this, you know. I mean, we'll see what the rest is. I would really love to give you guys a really super nice one, right? You know, hopefully it stays in that energy, but this is a really great way to start and kick off your reading. And but yeah, I think this person is like, you're really ambitious, you're very driven. For some of you, if you are a parent, they're saying you're a really good parent, you know, you take care of things. If you're like a single parent, that sort of thing, you know. But yeah, very knowledgeable, just very, I feel like there's something like, even though you're successful, you're kind of not, like high maintenance, like you're kind of really laid back and chill, like you're really a down to earth kind of a person. You communicate well, very charismatic, charming, like it's fun to watch you in action. I don't know, that's what I'm getting for some. So maybe this is someone that they, I don't know, like, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just gonna leave it there. Forget what I was gonna even. But the next column that we have a Knight of Swords and the Eight of Lanterns. So I think with this person, it's either you or them, but they're saying like sometimes you're kind of here and there. And so it's like they don't really get to see too much of you and that kind of a thing. But the other thing that I was getting is more so that they were kind of hot and cold. And so you kind of distance yourself from them. And I don't know if they kind of go back to the career as kind of a scapegoat in a way. And I mean, in the way that, well, you know, they're focused on their career anyway. So it's not like they would give me all their time and that kind of a thing. But I don't think that's really what it was. But that's just what I'm getting. So like I said, it could be either or maybe it's both for some of you, right? It could be both explanations of that column could apply, and that's fine. That sometimes it works that way, and that, you know, I'm just giving you what I get here. But yeah, I think this person is just kind of like, yeah, you know, they weren't really, their career took away a lot of their time, and some, I kind of just kept my distance. For some others are just like, yeah, I wasn't really, I had other stuff going on. We're just both busy kind of people. We're both focused on our own lives, and I kind of just did that, and she distanced herself or he distanced themselves, and that sort of a thing. That's just what I'm getting. But I'm going to go ahead and add on the oracle cards and see what else we get for your pile. All right, so that's what we have. Wow. Wow. Okay, so a superficial bond. I think maybe this person's just saying, you know, it really didn't get to take off in the kind of a way that we thought. We're just both individuals that were super busy with things, and, you know, it just wasn't really working out. There was no time. We were always apart, or we didn't really have time to connect, spend time together. It just kind of, it seems like neither one of you were getting what you wanted out of the connection, is what I'm getting with this card. So that's what they're kind of telling them. And coming to an end, you know what, I'm gonna be, I mean, honestly, it could be literal, honestly, right? Like, it's just coming to an end. Like, yeah, you know, it was gonna happen. It was gonna be this part where it just wasn't gonna work out anyways, because we were just too apart, right? It just wasn't that. But the other thing too, I was just getting something, and now I'm like, oh, where did it go? Oh, I hate when I do that. The thing I wanted to do, I just, you know, I'm just nosy. And I think I'm going to pull another card because I just want to get an idea. Because yes, of course, specifically, it could be that. It could be, like, it was just coming to an end. That's, but I just want to get a card just to see, just to confirm what else they can tell us about this coming to an end card. And you guys, if you've seen my readings, you guys know if I get these nudges, like I'm gonna take a look because something's like, you know, when you just feel like something's off, right? That's kind of how it is with the tarot for me. Like if I'm reading it, I'm like, but there's something else here. There's something more. And then that's when I'm like, okay, I'll pull the card. Not just because, oh, I want to, you know, get whatever. I just want to see. So one card, please. Okay. Okay, it's literal. Okay. I think it's more so, I'm just getting the feeling like maybe for you guys are the ones who, you know, are the ones that ended up walking away. But okay, this is what it is. Okay, so how do I explain it? So it is where your person wants more, right? Like they want this stage to come to an end, this chapter in it. For some of you, yeah, they're just like, well, I don't know. I don't know what chance we have here. Like, I don't know what chances I have with this person or how things are going to work out with them. But for others of you, it's like they want this Ten of Swords energy, this like not really connecting with you to come to an end. I feel like maybe it's one of those stages in life, like, or in a connection or relationship, there we go, where you're both kind of going through different things and it's just kind of hard to meet in the middle, and they want that to end. And they don't want that to continue. So I think this person's kind of stuck in that balancing act over here of how to make this work. And so for some of you, maybe it is where they're saying like they feel like they're walking on eggshells, or they're not really sure how to connect with you and everything. But also because they feel like you're just so smart, so intelligent, so ambitious, and so driven that almost in a way it's like they kind of question their position in your life as far as what do they like, do they really need me, kind of a thing. So they question if you need them. And I just wanted to see what was at the bottom of the deck that I shuffled. It is the Six of Cups. So I do think for some of you it is where, you know, they want to come to a reconciliation. They want to figure things out with you. But it just kind of feels like time-wise, things are just not in the right, it's not the right time for it, or it's just you guys can't find the time to do it. So, and that's what's going on here. So it's, wow, there's just, the piles are kind of a lot and everything. But that's just where I'm going to leave your reading, pile 3. I don't really think there's anything else that I can add. It's either, you know, it's one of the two things. Where they're like, yeah, it's coming to an end, or they're like, I want this to come to an end so that we can move on, you know, and so that we can just not feel like we're walking on eggshells around each other and sort of thing, and work things out so that we can have this reconciliation. But yeah, oh, and then we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. So it's like to make changes, you know, end these cycles, move on, reconcile, move forward. So that's where I'm leaving it, pile 3. So thank you for joining me for this pick a card reading. Comment, like, share, subscribe. If you do subscribe, thank you. And please remember to click on the bell icon so you get notified when I post another pick a card reading. All the links are in the description. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking some time out of your day. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.